Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a puppy. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the head. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. Inside the head, draw a sloping horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. At the top, draw a shorter sloping line for another construction guide. The lines are sloped because the head will be tilted. On the bottom part of the head, draw a small circle as a guide for the muzzle. The bottom edge of this circle should be outside of the head. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. On the left side of the head, draw an angled line as a guide for the ear. This shape should be similar to a triangle. On the right side, draw another angled line as a guide for the other ear. Place the ear on the right slightly higher than the ear on the left. Under the head, draw a circular shape as a guide for the chest. Use the small marks method to draw this shape too. First, make a few small marks to indicate the sides of the shape, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape. This shape should be about the same size as the head circle. On the bottom left side, draw two long vertical lines as a guide for the first front leg. Don't make these lines too long in relation to the rest of the shapes. At the bottom, draw a half circle as a guide for the foot. The foot should be similar to the letter D on its side. To the right, draw the other front leg and foot the same way. Draw two long vertical lines for the leg, and at the bottom, draw a half circle for the foot. On the bottom left side, draw a shape that's similar to a half circle as a guide for the hind foot. Above that, draw a long curved line as a guide for the folded hind leg. On the right side of the body, draw the other hind leg the same way. Draw a line at the bottom for the rest of the body. On the bottom right side, draw a short line as a guide for the tail. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch two small circles for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the sloping horizontal construction guide and on either side of the vertical guide. The eyes should be big in relation to the head. When you get the sizes and positions of the eyes right, darken the shapes. As you darken the shapes, make the sides pointier for the corners of the eyes. Draw a couple of curved lines around the eyes for creases. Keep these lines close to the shapes of the eyes. Inside each eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for highlights. In the middle of each eye, draw a small circle and shade it in for the pupils. Don't overlap the tiny highlight circles when you shade the pupils. Draw a few short strokes above the eyes for the furry brow. Inside the muzzle, lightly sketch a small oval for the nose. Place the nose close to the top of the muzzle. When you get the shape of the nose right, darken the lines. Draw small circles on the sides of the nose for the nostrils. Draw the nostril on the right slightly higher because the head is tilted. Darken the top edge of the nose. Make the bottom of the nose pointier as you darken the shape. Draw a short line at the bottom of the nose. Below the nose, draw an angled line for the mouth. This line should be similar to an upside-down letter V. The right tip of the mouth should be higher because the head is tilted. Curve the sides of the mouth up to create the sides of the muzzle. Follow the basic path of the initial circle as you draw the muzzle. Darken the bottom edge of the initial circle to create the chin. Draw a couple more lines at the top for the rest of the muzzle. Use the triangular shape on the left side as a guide to draw the ear. Make the shape of the ear wavier as you follow the path of the guide. Draw a vertical line inside the head for the inner edge of the folded ear. Use a few short strokes to create a furry texture. Add a few short lines inside the shape for creases. Use the triangular shape on the right side as a guide to draw the other ear the same way. Follow the basic path of the guide but make the ear more curved. Draw a long curved line inside the head for the inner edge of the folded ear. Make the corners of the shape more curved. Use the first circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Darken the basic path of the circle to create the shape of the head. Draw a couple of curved lines under the head for the loose skin on the neck. Use the shape on the bottom left side as a guide to draw the front leg. Darken the basic path of the guide to create the shape of the leg. Make the sides more curved as you darken the lines. At the bottom, draw a few short vertical lines to separate the toes. On the tip of each toe, draw a small triangular shape for the nails. Use the guide to the right as a guide to draw the other front leg the same way. Darken the path of the guides to create the shape of the leg and foot. Inside the foot, draw short lines to separate the toes. On the tip of each toe, draw a small triangular shape for the nails. Darken the shapes on the sides of the body to create the hind legs. Draw a few lines inside the feet to separate the toes. Add small triangular shapes on the toes for the nails. The hind legs are hidden behind the front legs, so only draw the visible sections. Use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Use a series of short strokes to create a furry texture. Draw a few short strokes in the middle for the fur on the chest. On the right side, draw a short sloping line to finish the shape of the tail. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Now color your drawing. Use brown throughout the body to create shadows. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Pick a light source as you color so that the shadows are consistent throughout the body. Here the light source is coming from the top, so most of the shadows will be on the underside of the shapes. Use different shades of yellow, orange, and light brown to color the rest of the body. Color lightly at first and gradually build up to darker colors. For a light shade of a color, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for a darker shade. Slowly add the colors on top of each other. Color the eyes light brown. Use a dark shade of brown for the tops of the eyes and a light shade for the bottoms. Don't overlap the tiny highlight circles as you color the eyes. Color the nose black. Leave a thin strip on the nose blank for a highlight. Using dark brown, add a few dots above the mouth for the base of the whiskers. As you color, use strokes that go in the direction of the fur. Use darker shades of yellow and brown on the ears and the top part of the muzzle. Use light shades of yellow and brown for the body. Slowly and gradually blend all the colors together. Push down slightly harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. Use slightly darker shades of yellow and brown on the legs and tail. Add a cast shadow at the bottom using gray and a bit of blue. Coloring can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the puppy. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.